T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the Play It By Ear podcast. The podcast where the topics may vary because, hey, we play it by ear. And now your hosts, Eric Fiskus, Brady Liming, and Todd Griffin.
I was getting a little nervous there. We went through the whole theme, and there were 0 people in the room.
I get nervous every time he does that. Nervous.
And now we're up to 4. Welcome, 4. Foe. Welcome to our main course of tomfoolery with our side dish of buffoonery that we call...
It's a dessert of shenanigans.
Cassie roll. Buffoonery Cassie roll, which instantly ruins it for Brady.
Ruined.
If we made a casserole of tomfoolery, it would be serious.
We'll have to bring back do the casserole topic someday.
Yes.
But not tonight.
Not tonight.
Sup, Joey?
Sup, Joseph.
Sup.
I'm not sure what that means. Don't know if you want to see mine.
Oddly enough,
probably not going to see him.
When I first saw that, I thought it said nipples or we rot.
That's what I said. It's like, there's going to be a lot of rotten people out there tonight.
Well, whatever works, I guess.
We will carry on.
I see what you did there. Hey, welcome to episode 58 of the Play It By Ear podcast. It has been a couple weeks since we've been with you. Had a instant classic episode this past week, and just a little side note as to how those come about. We kind of go to our back catalog and we find episodes that don't have the number of plays that maybe some of the ones around them have, so we rerun them, and people seem to watch maybe this thing you haven't gone back through our catalog, and it gives you an opportunity to hear some of our earlier work. Don't want to say better work, but earlier work.
It was. I thought the other night during the interview, you kind of hit the nail on the head. I think it was you, Eric, where you mentioned to the interviewer that we started out. It was kind of more of a nostalgic, I guess, tone to the episodes, and then we kind of got away from that a little bit purposefully, I think, because we kind of were worried that our podcast was becoming only for our select, for a select few, for friends or people
Very
who grew
niche-y.
up. Yeah, but it's definitely something that we still often revert back to, and maybe there might even be topics in the future that are very nostalgic. But I thought that was interesting that you put it that way. I hadn't thought of it much until I heard you say that.
Yeah, I mean it's been a fluid process, but we hope to get better every day. And Tina only says hello to you, Liming. I will say hello back to you, Tina, even though you're just saying hello to Liming there.
Everybody calls me Liming. Even my kiddo's best friend is in kindergarten. She says, "Hi, Liming." Well, her dad puts her up to it. But anyway.
Not Limming?
I get called that.
Yeah.
I always tell people my name sounds like the citrus fruit, not the suicidal rodent.
Well, if it were Limming, you would be, with the short I, it would be a double consonant with the 2 M's.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go, the English teacher thing.
So, typically.
Grammar Nazi.
Hello, Sabrina.
Sabrina.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello. Miss Wilson.
Miss
Hello, Miss
Wilson.
Wilson.
All these lemmings can call you Leeming. Says
I
Joey.
get that from telemarketers who are English as second language.
Lemmy Winks.
Well, I find it the only time I find my name to be beneficial in its spelling is when telemarketers call and they ask if Auric Ficus is there. And I can say no. Auric Ficus is not here.
Sounds like a species of fruit tree. This is the Auric ficus, and
I was actually just getting ready to ask you if anyone ever called you Auric when you said that.
Oh, yeah.
Auric.
Adik?
The ficus is just them not looking close enough.
Correct.
Well, I get called Bratty Lemming, and I'm like,
It's pretty hard to mispronounce my first name. I just get the classic Griffith.
Todd.
Like, get the jokes. So is Andy your dad? It's like, it was Andy Griffith.
The Todd Griffith Show.
Merv is my dad.
So, Merv. Merv.
Move!
Now, that man did a lot of good work besides his 70s talk show. I mean, Jeopardy and all kinds of stuff. All right, enough of that. This is episode 58 of the Play It By Ear podcast. If you've not been with us before, we all come to the table with a topic, and we talk 20-ish minutes. And I put emphasis on ish because it generally is ish, not 20. But it does give a little bit of a structure, just a tiny bit, not enough to choke our topics, but enough to maybe keep us a little bit on track. Anyway, we are in order on the screen as we will discuss our topics, and Todd will lead us off, Brady's in the middle, and I will end up with our game of the evening, and we will get to that momentarily. I see a hand in the audience. Oh, yes. I need to talk about our website. Visit our website, www.playitbyearpodcast.com. I'll do the .com here. And find all kinds of things about our show that you may or may not want to know. And you might learn something about, and God help you if you can figure us out, but maybe you can a little bit from looking at our website. But anyway, it's there for you. And thank you, Mrs. Wilson. We talked about the interview. She says, you guys did quite well being interviewed. You also showed great abilities of being great interviewers. Also, I was proud of you. And
Thank you.
That comes from good teaching.
Yes.
Exactly.
I will have to say. Between you and Mrs. Gurman, who taught us speech class, I guess that's kind of why we're all here talking every week. Anyway. All right, Todd.
Yes, sir.
You're up.
Europe.
Europe.
All right, so this past Sunday was Mother's Day. So happy belated Mother's Day from the Play It By Ear podcast. We thank you for all you do. And we kind of thought it would be fun to do a mom-based topic. So what we decided on was a little bit of a list and a riffing about the greatest TV mom ever, or our favorite TV moms. Am I locked up?
No.
No, you're freeballing. I can't believe I did not mean this.
That goes into the outtakes.
Yeah.
I missed it. You guys keep locking up on my end. If is it me or you? Your Ewans.
We'll just ignore it happened. Let's just say it rhymed with the Tom Petty song and it came out incorrectly.
Oh well, let's hope you're not doing what Brady
Rewind.
said. Now Todd is locked up.
He is locked up.
Yeah. So I'll take over maybe the description while he gets himself unlocked, unfrozen. In Mother's Day, we decided to do a Mother's Day topic, and it turned out to be our favorite TV mothers. So I believe Todd is unfrozen. Are you unfrozen? Maybe.
Maybe.
He's a little slow.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
We can hear you.
Hello.
I could tell by the scared look at his face he's not hearing us. Yeah, there he goes.
And now he's gone. All right. So maybe, Brady, maybe you should go ahead, and when he comes back and gets himself in order, we can jump right into what you're doing. So we call this certainly playing it by ear. Totally. So Brady, why don't you take it away here?
Do you want me to take it away with Todd's topic, or should I go ahead and do my topic?
You can go ahead and do yours.
Okay.
We'll let him circle back around.
We can circle back around. That happens. It happened to me a few weeks ago, so I totally gets it. All right. My topic is going to be like, we amuse ourselves greatly sometimes by breaking out some archaic and old speech, where every once in a while there'll be something that my mom or my grandma said, like old sayings, but we're going to take it way back. This is just simply entitled Phrases that we should bring back. And when these are not necessarily medieval, they could be 18th century, 17th century, 19th century, heck, 1950s or 1920s. But these are just some phrases that definitely need to be brought back. And I will start off with number one. The phrase, blank, blank, like a wet sock, which means a limp handshake. Like, he has a handshake like a wet sock. How insulting is that to say that your handshake is like a wet sock? Now, my mind goes different places. That sounds way worse. But like, so it's a wet sock. So, Eric, could you imagine yourself in a situation that's like, "Come here, young fella. You're taking my daughter on a date. Well, you got a grip like a wet sock." Man, that sounds really insulting.
I guess there could be worse things about you.
What was the saying?
Like a wet sock. It is describing one's limp handshake. That they have a handshake like a wet sock.
Gotcha.
And by the way, Todd, we did an executive decision here. We'll circle back around to the topic.
That's good.
Brady started his.
I just don't, because on my end, you guys keep locking up, and I noticed that other people commented and said that the stream was sticking. So I don't know if it's all my end or if we're just having trouble in general. Stream froze. Saw that earlier from somebody.
Yeah, Joey said that.
Yeah,
I think we're okay now.
Okay. All right. So sorry about that. All right. So we're on to Brady's topic.
Okay, so we did wet sock. I think enough was said about that one. How about
Eric? I got caught a wet noodle by a substitute teacher one time when I was in elementary school.
I was gonna say I've heard that. I've heard a wet noodle. I've heard handshake like a limp fish. I've heard that one.
Fist.
Not fist. Fish.
Fish.
I've not heard wet sock.
I haven't either.
This kind of sounds gross. All right, you ready for this one?
Sabrina, hopefully the girl doesn't say the same thing after the date.
Oh, God.
About your handshake, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, a sizable amount of money meant to be spent on very satisfying things. This comes from the 20s. That is your happy cabbage. Now, I think when people refer to happy cabbage now, I'm thinking it's referring to left-handed cigarettes. But that being said, I'm setting you guys up.
That's the devil's lettuce. That's not happy cabbage.
Yeah, that's true.
I've heard of cabbage, referring to money. I've never heard. I haven't heard it described as happy or anything else,
or having emotions whatsoever. Just
yeah. Well, what was it? The devil's lettuce. that guy that idol from the Old Testament could be Baal's kale. Anyway, sorry.
Hey, Rook.
Okay. I
mind if I burn a lefty, Rook?
Okay.
What am I going to do to stop you?
Not much.
He's a large fellow. To live or go along cheerfully in spite of minor misfortunes is called to pangwangle. Man, I had a flat tire. I lost my credit card. But I'm going to pangwangle along.
Oh, so it's not Topangwangle, it's Pangwangle.
TV's Topangwangle.
That's what I was thinking. I was going to say that. I was going to say that's not an unfortunate circumstance at all.
They kind of do the Urban Dictionary thing. It says Mickey Mouse, who goes along Pangwangle despite having a dog who's a friend and also a dog who's a dog. It also comes with so he's about having Pluto.
We've had that discussion before.
Yes, we have. So, all right. When one is walking through the cow pasture and you're trying to avoid the commerce that the cow has made, it says to flub the dub is to avoid stepping in the cow patricias. So flub the dub is to man, the dogs have been out there. You might want to flub the dub when you walk through that yard.
So does it work for any animal feces or just cow feces?
It just says to evade duty, and no, not D-U-T-Y, D-O-O-D-Y. Like the Caddyshack kind of duty.
Duty! Which turned out to be a Baby Ruth, right?
Yes, it did.
I remember there was a Baby Ruth in the bottom of the pool one time at Lake Winoka when I was a kid. I think it was a Baby Ruth. Yeah.
I hope it was a Baby Ruth.
I'm pretty sure it was. I think they fished it out.
And not the baby's Ruth.
I think they fished it out.
Yeah.
Did they bring Bill Murray into?
Yeah. So I'm sure it was probably somebody. It was probably you guys after watching
Caddyshack.
Watching that Caddyshack.
Here's a good one. It's in reference to a coffin. It's having a pine overcoat.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
If I eat 3 Five Guys burgers, man, I'm going to be wearing a pine overcoat early.
That's definitely a more pleasant way to think about it.
Oh. Now, to give someone the wind does not mean pull my finger. It is to jilt.
If you don't want me to give you the wind, don't come to my house before 9 a.m.
Oh gosh. It actually means to jilt a suitor. They say a modern equivalent, and I don't watch The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, to give someone the rose means to,
First off,
hit the bricks toots.
Jilt a suitor is ancient in its own right. I mean,
exactly.
So a rap up on the door. I think someone was trying to jilt the suitor.
She was waiting in the parlor, and the quarter did not make her fancy, so she gave him the wind.
It's like, consider that suitor jilted.
Now that comes from the time, and I'm going to footnote Gary Goldman. If you like stand-up comedy, you got to look this guy. Of course, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my kind of humor. But he said, back in the day, when you could just say a greeting really tersely, means like you're cussing someone out. It'd be like, "Good day, sir."
I said, "Good day."
The little meme or the with the otter or whatever that's like looking at you sideways and it says, "I said good day, sir." Or I think it's an otter or some sort of
it's kind of aquatic mammal. Speaking of animals,
should try that with students, Eric, when they come to your office. They're trying to get the last word in.
Good day, sir. I said good day.
But he did hit me first. I said good day, sir. I make that if my bosses or any of my coworkers are watching this, I'm making it my goal to do that tomorrow.
I was going to say,
are you talking during the test? No, I said good day, sir.
Well, you got to say good day first, Brady. You can't.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the repetition of it is when you get the attitude and throw the sir in there. I dare you, Eric, to do that before the year's over to a student that comes in the room. That would be
Remove
awesome.
yourself to the commissary. Good day, sir.
I said good day, sir.
I do not care. We're making a ruckus in the privy. But anyway, and who might get him addressing down in the headmaster's office if there was a Donnybrook on the recess grounds and a child came to you and he had to cop a mouse, which means to get a black eye.
Oh.
So I copped a mouse on that ruffian. That means I gave him a black eye.
I thought copping a mouse was another term for pocket pool.
I think that's more middle school.
I wasn't referring to Brady's example. I just thought that's what it sounds like to me. Cop a mouse.
I've never played Bermuda billiards in my life. All right. So,
all right, couple comments here. Sabrina said, "Whoever put the candy bar in the pool is ruthless."
That's why we love you, Sabrina.
Jim, wouldn't flub the dub mean you stepped in it? I mean, kind of.
I think you would rub the dub.
Again, that sounds like another euphemism for Bermuda billiards, as you said.
Oh man!
Welcome, Becky McConaughey, and she implores me to use the "Good day, sir."
Oh man!
You got to slam a book down when you. I said good day, sir.
And you have to throw the word "implore" in there too.
Yes.
I implore you. Good day, sir.
To rethink your actions before the break of dawn, at first light. Anyway, if I could go along, this is a type of beard quote. Leaving hair under your chin and upon each side of the mouth, forming with a mustache. This is a type of beard called a door knocker. So it just kind of comes like where it's shaped like the things that you knock. So it's thin. It's a goatee, but more defined. It's more like an outline, and that is called a door knocker.
Huh.
Why that young cat about town? He's sporting his door knocker and thinks he's so swell.
You should grow a door knocker this summer, Brady.
I think I will.
I think you need to and show it off here on the show.
Yes.
Okay. Someone who brings his own provisions and does not contribute at all to a gathering at the beach or some kind of picnickery. They're called a nosebagger.
Hang on a minute. How do you contribute at the beach?
Well,
like
if your family and my family and Eric's family are having a gathering at the seashore and we're having a picnic, and you only provide your own provisions and do not provide a casserole, you're a nosebagger. Nosebagger.
AKA freeloader.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I'm hesitant to read this one.
But you will anyway.
I think I shall.
You shall.
You
should.
When someone, they say this comes from the early 1800s. When someone who is doing something not healthy, maybe drinking too much, maybe eating the wrong foods, or they are living a life that's not up to dick. And it says clearly not meaning this the improper way, but that is a phrase that should stay gone. Just saying.
I'm not sure.
You look it up in the dictionary.
We're not talking about detectives.
This is not feline in nature.
So what? So can you give me the meaning of that again, Brady?
To live, to do something. Okay, wait a minute. If something or someone is not healthy. So if that bowl of milk had been setting out for 2 days and it's curdling, it's not up to Richard. It's so it's not up to that. That's the saying. Okay.
Hello, Howard.
Hello, Howard.
Apparently, Allison, I don't know how long Allison's been here, but she found somewhat of a bit of humor in your
She's not only laughing,
saying.
she's knocking her head sideways while crying, laughing twice. That's good. We gotcha, good. Allison. Now, sometimes when one watches American Idol, which I don't, but like a bunch of noisy singers that aren't very musical, they are whooper-ups.
Whooper-ups.
Man, they think they sound like journey, but they're just a bunch of whooper-ups. So that's an old.
Okay, we got a comment. Andy, welcome, Andy.
And
Grow a Mobius.
Mobius.
Oh, is that an eye? I guess I need to put my glasses on. It's a very costly facial accessory. What is a Mobius? Sure,
Is that a Matrix? I see. There's the comic book characters like a vampire. His Mobius, I think. But then it was also a Matrix thing. Somebody will have to. That's one sci-fi franchise, and I've watched it, but I'm not as familiar with it. I just saw it once.
So Brady, this last thing has conjured up a bunch of comments here. Miss Wilson, remember the English eat spotted dick, so maybe if it goes bad.
The spotted went not up to.
So Becky says, well, great. So when I'm sitting eating my unhealthy bonbons, I'm up to dick.
Yes, Becky.
Yes.
That would be correct in this usage. Okay, now we have oh wow. Sorry, I know we've said, shut your pie hole or something like that, but an older reference is shut your sauce box.
Sauce box.
Yeah, so it's the same thing, but Okay, wait a minute. Okay, how about when it gets very hot out? Okay, this is going to be good. Moving on to old phrases used to describe excessive heat. There is an old one that came from Pennsylvania that in the days before air conditioning, it was hotter than Dutch love at harvest.
I don't even know what that means.
It just sounds funny. Man, it's hotter than love at Dutch harvest. I don't know why I thought you said John Houseman when I said that.
Thought you said Dutch love at harvest.
Yes, yes. It's hotter than Dutch love at harvest.
So how do the Dutch love? Because I mean, a Dutch treat and the date is like both parties pay for themselves. I mean, so what does Dutch love entail?
I think what it means is because in Pennsylvania the Dutch are actually Deutsch, they're German, the Pennsylvania Dutch, and
right.
It probably means that to Amish romance, romantically involved, if they're sneaking a canoodling at moonlight during harvest. I'm sure that's where it comes from, and I'm guessing. It sounds like we're playing that one game, but I think that's the story behind it. There's also, it does not say the origin or where this comes from, but also frequently heard to describe excessive heat in the summer is the bear got him. He went outside and was sweating, and it's like, it's so hot, the bear got him. That doesn't make any sense at all, but it kind of sounds fun to say.
Now, I've heard, if somebody is taking a while to come back, I've heard he went to shit and the hogs ate him. I've heard that.
What?
I think that's the saying. Yeah, if somebody's gone a long time, if somebody's not, if somebody is taking their time and not returning in a timely manner.
Are hogs known as man-eaters?
They'll eat you, yeah.
I mean, hogs will eat anything.
Yeah.
But seems like you would have to throw yourself into their domain.
Well, I assume that's where you're going to the bathroom.
I'm gonna wade into the pigsty.
I can't believe you didn't know the hogs would eat you, Brady.
Well,
don't ever offer up a limb to a hog. Huh? No, they won't chase you down. I mean, they're not.
I know wild boars are dangerous.
Unless
what we're talking.
Unless you smell like a truffle, then they might hunt you down.
No, that's one of the ways to get away with the perfect murder is to take the dead body and give it to a bunch of hogs. They eat everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. We cannot be held accountable. We better put some sort of disclaimer out there.
Yeah, there's a disclaimer there. And I'm not the first one to say that, obviously. So, I mean, it can't be attributed to me. I'm just repeating what I've heard.
Okay.
So don't use me as your alibi. Any of you 15 in the room right now, don't use me as your alibi for your perfect murder.
Yes.
Yes.
along what I've
I'm
heard
quite
before.
sure there's some in our room that already knew that. I know some of the people in our room, and I think they already knew that.
Yeah.
Now, Howard says Aunt Wanda used that phrase all the time. Now, Howard's
See?
our cousin, so his mom was my aunt. So I'd never heard her say that, Howard. I've heard her
Did I
say a
have
lot,
it right,
lot of
Howard?
things like that, but apparently so, because he said she used that phrase. I
Yeah.
never heard that one.
Everybody's gonna love this one. Another description of hot weather if it's too humid, and this goes back to the 1800s. The air is full of moist.
I believe that is a throw mama from the train reference.
Sultry.
Sultry. Moist. One of our favorite words.
Okay. How a couple more. It is the opposite way of describing the freezing cold, I guess. It gives the body the flesh creep. It's so cold, it gives you the flesh creep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That makes sense, though. I mean, some of these just don't make any sense, but that makes sense.
Colder than a brass toilet. Excuse me. Colder than a brass toilet in the Yukon is the full phrase.
That would
Cold
indeed
enough-
be cold.
Cold enough to freeze the balls off a brass monkey on a brass toilet. We've talked about that before.
That
cold enough to
monkey
freeze,
indeed.
to freeze the balls off a brass monkey. Did we look that up and find the origin? I think it was a sailing, or it was a ship, some sort of ship in nature, like the history of it was.
Yeah.
Several of these phrases have come from sailing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip that one. You'll have to ask me about this one later. If somebody is too tipsy, they are a lean away.
A lean away, so as not to fall
I
down.
assume they're leaning.
I guess like they're a lean away. Another name for a dive bar is a red onion.
I wonder why.
Never heard.
No.
Doesn't even give it. When somebody rats somebody out at school, an olden phrase is they are a blobber. Don't be a blobber, a snitch.
A snitch.
That
Here are all
blobbers get stitches doesn't quite have the ring to it as
Yes.
snitches get stitches.
blobbers get clobbered. And here are all the synonyms. They give a bunch for snitching to be a cabbage hat, a pigeon, or a telegram.
I've heard pigeon, I think. A stool pigeon. Like in prison, that's a prison term, I believe. Stool pigeon.
I forgot about stool pigeon because I never knew what a stool pigeon was. And Tom and Jerry, they would always have a pigeon sitting on a stool as a visual gag. But anyway,
What is a stool pigeon? I think I've known before, but
it's an official informant to the
Yeah.
authorities. You're a
Gotcha.
stool pigeon.
Authoritize.
I probably should avoid.
So does it
it's-
mean like a stool as in a bench, or like a
Yeah, the
seat, or a
kind you
stool
sit
as in
on.
a feces,
No, like.
like a feces pigeon?
Well, I'm gonna say the piece of furniture because of the Tom and Jerry thing on the farm of tomorrow. They crossed a stool with a pigeon, and the pigeon had like 4 legs and it was walking like a. So that's what I'm gonna base this on.
Farm of tomorrow.
Those Tex Averys are great.
Yes, they are.
I don't need to tell you what the Master John Goodfellow, the Gentleman Usher, and the Cyprian Scepter are.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Say those again.
The the Master John Goodfellow, the Gentleman Usher,
I gotta look this up now.
the Cyprian Scepter,
Hang on a minute.
and
The
the
Master
opposite,
Master John Goodfellow.
yeah,
I know what they are now. They are they are specific to a certain
gender
segment of the population.
Oh, so it's a John Thomas.
Hey, John Thomas, yes.
Yes. And then on the other end of the spectrum, the Netherlands, Mount Pleasant, and Mrs. Fub's Parlor.
I got to look that up, too.
Please don't.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Mrs. Fub's Parlor.
Now,
How do you spell Fubs?
F-U-B-B-S.
F-U-B-B-S?
Now, Styx in their early days on one, I can't remember which of their first 4 albums it was on, but they had a song called "The Grove of Eglantine."
It sounds very proggy.
It was very proggy, but I mean, you can look up "The Grove of Eglantine," but kind of goes along with that list that you just gave there.
Just remind me when we're done with the episode. Remind me to repeat number 66 through 71.
A few comments here. Todd, you are correct about the
Thank you.
the hogs eating the person who had gone to do their business. Howard also says flesh creep equals goosebumps.
That's what I said. It makes sense. Flesh creep made a lot of sense to me.
And Sabrina, Pigeon with a doctorate in proctology. Ooh, Pigeon. All right. Our timer went off. I mean, have you exhausted this list here? Or?
I think I've exhausted. I'll just leave you with this one. Any kind of meat served rare is served on the hoof. So if you order a steak medium rare, you're ordering it on the hoof.
Makes sense.
And city juice and dog soup were both synonyms for water.
City juice and dog soup.
Interesting.
So, and chicks on a raft is eggs on toast. And ham and eggs is cluck and grunt. So, order that at Waffle House and see what kind of look you get.
Yeah, just be very careful. Be very careful ordering that. Say that 3 times fast.
I'd like my cluck and grunt scattered, smothered.
Splattered, smattered, and chunked. See, I can't even do it. Splattered, scattered, and chunked.
That comes afterwards.
My mother was horrified when we went to Waffle House after one of her doctor's appointments. Doctor's appointments. And I ordered.
So what'd you do with the dog?
Splattered and chunked. So
she'd never been to Waffle House before. And...
well, it had been a while, and nobody else in my house will ever want to go. And it's the only time I've ever eaten at a Waffle House at daylight, I think.
I was gonna say I didn't think they opened till like 2 a.m.
What I am not up on the potato terminology there with the hash browns. I typically just like cheese on them. What's the term for just cheese on them? Is that a term? Is that
smothered? Isn't it?
Is it?
Is it? I thought it was smothered.
I would think the first step of the layer would be cheese. So whatever the first word would be. So is it smothered? Is the first one?
Well, when they're hashed, it is smothered, right?
Yeah, I think
or scattered.
Covered.
That'd be scattered. Covered. Allison says covered. She's much more into the terminology of Waffle House than I am. Sabrina, it's like hearing Kronk repeat the orders back to the waitress in Emperor's New Groove.
Yes.
All right. Brady, are you done with your list?
I am good with my list. Like I said, if we ever do a live, I'll read 66 through 71, but I will not do them on this program. So
that would not help our TV 14 rating.
It would not. It would not.
Right. Allison's husband was a manager of a Waffle House.
Yes.
So he made it through the military with Allison having a weapon, as we talked about a few weeks back, and became a manager of a Waffle House.
Which is a front lines in a whole different way.
Yeah.
So say, Allison, your husband's a very interesting.
I was going to say
person,
we owe him thanks for his service in many ways.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Now you guys want me. You got me wanting Waffle House. I'll be honest with you.
I get the cravings now and then. We'll just have to make
good food. I've never had anything bad at Waffle House.
Play it by ear, live at Waffle House.
Hey, I'm in.
I'm in.
All right. Before we get into topic 2, I want to talk to you about our memberships. They do support our work on the podcast. For more information, go to playitbyyearpodcast.com/support. And it is in the menu section of our website. Let me see if I can bring up the website here. I always forget I have that capability here to show my screen, and I never do that. But let me do that real quick here. And again, these are memberships. Bring up our website to give you a look at it. And right there in the middle, membership support. And our menu up there gives you other parts of our website that you can have a look at. But again, if you go to that membership support tab there, it will take you to a link to Buy Me a Coffee, which is our crowdsourcing platform, and that they kind of handle our memberships there. And we thank our members / Earbud Hall of Fame, which Allison is one. We've been showing her comments here. Joe Rocky, Christina Rocky, Chuck Griffin, and Jessica Longacre, along with Allison, are Earbud Hall of Famers. If you'd like to join the Hall of Fame, again, go to that membership support link on the menu there.
And we thank you.
We absolutely thank you very much. All right. So, Todd.
Try again.
We'll try that again. Topic number 2.
All right. I won't spend much time introducing it because I already did it once. So we are talking about greatest TV mom of all time, or favorite TV. Doesn't have to be greatest, but favorite TV moms of all time. I have a list, although I'm sure there will be a lot of opinions and your own choices out there. But just get started on my list. Number 1 on this list. We'll start at number 1. Kitty Foreman. That 70s show.
That 70s show, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kitty Foreman. Red Foreman's better half.
So I need to ask a question before you get down too far in this list. What makes a greatest TV mom? Is there any stipulations on this list, or
the list I'm using? I'll be honest with you, is just a ranker list. So there's nothing. It doesn't say anything.
So people just voted on.
People
on
just
that
vote
list.
on it. I thought we would provide the
Context.
the context, but I don't know. I don't know. Is there any one?
Lovable
what is the
and
criteria?
caring, sweet.
But Peg Bundy would be on my list, and I wouldn't call her lovable, caring, or sweet at all.
That's true.
So Peggy Foreman. Now, I didn't watch a lot of that 70s show, but
Kitty Foreman. Kitty.
Kitty. She did stand up to Red, and not many people would do that.
Yeah.
I mean, was she lovable to Eric? I don't know. I didn't watch.
She was a good mom. Yeah, she was.
Maybe she ran a little bit of interference with Red and Eric there. Maybe that was her role as greatest TV mom.
Yeah.
Number 2 on the list, Marge Simpson.
Ooh.
I don't watch The Simpsons, so I can't.
Marge is awesome.
I got to scroll back up here because Sabrina had a comment right before you went frozen about Marge Simpson. She said, Marge Simpson, she has put up with so much and for 30 years with children under 10. That is true.
That is true.
Yes.
Yeah, Marge.
See, that's interesting because on my end, I kept talking and you guys both froze. I still don't understand this. When this thing freezes. Yeah, well, because it's just very weird. Because I just kept talking away, waiting for you guys to talk, and you were just staring at me, making me uncomfortable. Number 3, Morticia Addams.
Ah.
That's an interesting choice.
Now, why is she above? Who was the Munster? Lily Munster. So Morticia Addams. This is interesting. Morticia Addams. I keep saying Morticia Addams is number 3, and number 8 is Lily Munster. Why is Morticia 5 spots ahead of Lily Munster?
I think that Morticia had to manage much more darker forces. The Munsters were lighthearted, happy-go-lucky. They just kind of looked monsterly. But the Addams family, there is some weirdness and some darkness, and Morticia managed that, darkness. And oh gosh, Gomez Addams, he was a little bit of a masher, so she had to keep him like
Sure.
it had to. Speaking of old terms, but he was a bit much. So just managing all those personalities, she had a lot more to deal with in a disembodied hand and a furball that walked.
So, what do you think? What picture do you think I get in my mind when I hear the word masher?
I hope it's Bugs Bunny when Granny whacks the guy that with the umbrella for getting fresh.
I said, masher!
Getting fresh. What are you?
We're
104?
talking about old words. I'm immersing myself in the culture.
Next, you're going to be talking about necking.
Yeah.
Heavy petting.
Number 4, Sophia Petrillo, Golden Gals.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I agree with that pick, though. It's probably interesting because you think of the Golden Girls as even though she obviously, all of them were moms, right? They were all mothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she was the only one, obviously, where you saw that mother-daughter relationship,
Yep.
which is, I think, why they're probably picking her over all of the Golden Gals. But Sophia was definitely, I don't know, I can't pick a favorite Golden Girl. It depends on the episode. Number 5, Wilma Flintstone.
Yes.
Again, I don't know why she would be on there.
See her and oh my gosh, Alice from the Honeymoon.
Alice Cramden.
Alice Cramden. They managed the same kind of big personality.
Yeah.
Who could be boorish and prone to harebrained schemes. So it's like managing a child many times.
Well, but again, I think you're seeing some commonalities here because we talked about Kitty Foreman standing up to Red. I think Wilma Flintstone stood up to Fred.
True. These are all
Morticia
strong
Addams.
personalities. These are all strong personalities. And Jill Taylor, number 6, Tim the Toolman's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that fits the same mold you were talking
Managing the
about.
man-child.
Right.
Which was the Home Improvement was one of the earliest. Dad is a bumbling buffoon who can't accomplish anything at all. That became big there through the 90s and still is today. 7, Samantha Stevens.
Bewitched.
Yes.
Huh? Yes.
Bewitched.
Tickle, tickle, tickle. I already mentioned number 8, Lily Munster. How about number 9? This was on my, before I even looked at this list, I had some moms, like I had my own kind of, I don't want to say top 10 list, but I had a list, and Claire Huxtable was on my list. So
Right.
Had to keep the pudding pops coming.
Oh, Brady.
Sorry.
Too soon.
Well, no, I'm just like he was always hawking pudding pops at the height of the his fame.
But she did have to always keep him because he was always trying to lose weight and dealing with trying to cut back on soda. He was always cutting back on something or trying to quit something, and she always had to
consciousness.
Yeah, she was always taking the 3 foot long sub out of his hand as he was getting ready to take a bite of it and. Call it, the which I think that was an interesting concept too, because here you have 2 very successful professionals. She was a lawyer, he was a doctor, but the buffoonery was still there.
Yeah.
The episode where he tried to fix the shower, like to retile the shower, and of course he had it all messed up, and she had to go in behind him and hire the group to come in and fix the shower.
Yeah.
He pretty much messed up everything he touched around the house. I resemble that. Lucy Ricardo, number 10.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just never.
I love the show, but The child was not the focus.
Well, exactly. The show was not about her being a mother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why that doesn't, because she's the first one to me on this list that's just like doesn't fit at all. I
Yeah.
couldn't, Number 11, one of my personal favorites, Reba.
Reber.
Reba McIntyre.
Very underrated show, by the way, Reba. Very funny. The character of Van in that show was a barrel of laughs. Number 12, I never watched Gilmore Girls, but is it Lorelai? Sing it, Fiscus.
Lorelai, let's live together.
Thank you. Moving along, number 13, Caroline Ingalls. Or is it Carolyn? Carolyn Ingalls, my bad. Yeah, I was never, I don't know. I don't remember much about Little House.
She kept them from being killed by Indians and
dysentery.
Number 14, Jane Jetson. I never was a Jetsons fan.
Well, Carolyn Ingalls, back to her though. I mean, she would stand up to Nellie Olson, or not Nellie. What was?
Oh,
Nellie's
Mrs.
mother's
Olsen.
Mrs. Olson. I can't remember her name.
it was old woman Nelson or
Olson.
Olsen, yeah.
Yeah.
Number 15. Here we go. Marion Cunningham.
All right, so that is now I'm going to put this comment. This comment's been here for a while, and that's sacrilege. And I'm with Gary.
Yes.
I don't know if I would go as far as to say that Marion Cunningham is number 1, but number 15, that is just sacrilege.
It is.
I agree. And wasn't her and Fonzie having a little thing going for some of the show?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
In real life?
I thought they did. I don't know that they were, but I thought there was some like.
Yeah, not the characters in real life. Yeah.
Oh, in real life, yes, yeah, not in the show, yeah, in real life.
Yeah. Well,
you didn't know that, Brady? They were.
Well, no, I know that Greg Brady and Carol Brady had
Carol Brady.
Carol Brady.
Greg Brady and Carol Brady. Why you turn to Larry Flint all of a sudden? Carol Brady. I shouldn't do that. Was mean. That's what you reminded me of when you went into that. Fonzie and Marion Cunningham. Breaking.
Larry Flint.
What the heck?
What happened?
Carol Brady.
Carol Brady.
Anyway,
My legs hurt all of a sudden.
I'm pretty sure her and Arthur Fonzarelli in real life kind of, I don't know that they dated or had any kind of like real fling, but I know that I've heard where they like kind of fooled around and teased around and flirted around with each other behind the scenes. But you're right. Carol Brady and was it Greg Brady?
Greg Brady, yeah.
Yes, Greg. They actually went on a date.
Yeah.
That was very specific. They went out on a date. One date.
It was one date.
Where'd
it really
they go?
Was. I don't know what they did.
16, June Cleaver.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Again, I would say greatly underrated there in this particular list.
One of the greatest TV lines of all time. Word, don't be so hard on the beaver. And
Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
17, here we go. Peggy Bundy.
Oh, wow.
And she fits that mold more than I guess I thought. Kind of putting Al in his place.
Oh yeah.
She had the I'm trying to think. Al painted her as a ditzy,
Did she have the wit?
less than smart, but she pretty much ruled the roost.
I got
18.
comments here whenever you're ready.
Edith Bunker.
Eat it.
Give me a beer.
Right away, Archie.
Sing it, Eric.
Like the way Glenn Miller played.
Songs that make you hip parade. I can't do it anymore. Age has taken away my ability. Just like I used to do a mean Woody Woodpecker. I can't do that anymore either.
Opposed to a kind Woody Woodpecker.
I just picture that was probably recorded in front of a live studio broadcast, and I just picture Eric out in the audience when they announce her. And he eat it, eat it, and everybody turns to him at once and looks at him. Oh, goodness!
Again, I have comments whenever you're ready.
Go ahead, I'm ready.
All right, so back to the Waffle House. Sabrina says, look up the Waffle House's role during natural disasters and emergencies. They are the rule for how bad an area is judged to have been hit by a disaster by the government. I'd never heard of such a thing.
So if the Waffle House is closed, it's bad?
Apparently. And Allison's husband is a police officer now. So, yeah, he's had quite the...
Wow, man, we really owe him a lot of thanks. He's,
yes.
again, three very important jobs.
Yes.
Awesome.
Gary says you need a great TV show to have a great TV mom, and he's not sure he understands anyone being above Marion Cunningham. And again, I put that comment up already, but again, vastly underrated there.
Number 20. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got a few more here. Miss Wilson, Mama from Mama's Family. She was great at wrangling the family crazies.
Oh,
that is true.
Fluffy. If my mom is listening, I mean, that show would send her into stitches.
Also, Miss Wilson says Morticia has sex appeal, so maybe that explains her being ranked above Lily Munster.
I like Lily Munster's hair better.
Yes.
Two-tone.
Indeed. Allison says Harriet. I'm assuming
Harriet.
Sweet Harriet.
Hard-hearted harbinger of haggis.
Not that Harriet. I'm assuming it's Ozzy and Harriet.
Yeah.
That she's referring to.
All right, so we had Edith. Sorry.
Becky says Maggie on groin pains.
She was definitely on my list before I saw this list. Groin pains. A couple of them. A couple of the from that era, like the mom. What's her name? One who's the boss?
Angela.
Judith Light. Angela. Yeah. I'm better at remembering the actress's name than I am the actual character's name. But number 19, Betty Rubble.
Yeah. Whoa. Two
Flintstones in the top 20.
No, Betty Rubble was not a mother.
She was too.
Yes, she was.
She adopted Bam Bam.
Which was Wampum's cousin, I believe.
What was he, adopted?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. It was a very... They really wanted children, and they couldn't, and they adopted.
You're right. I can't. I apologize. I can't believe I forgot about Bam Bam.
You owe Betty Rubble an apology.
I do owe Betty Rubble.
Number 20, Carol Brady.
That is insane. I'm sorry. Absolutely higher.
Yeah.
I mean, the people voting on this list are just. Again, it's insanity.
I had a bit of a crush on Carol Brady.
Oh yeah,
Flo.
If you would have taken her out of the the polyester and the dated gear and put her into Flo. Are you talking about Alice?
No.
Florence Henderson.
Flo Henderson.
Oh yeah.
Flo, if you're nasty. Number 21, I don't know. Claire Dunphy.
Modern Family.
Yeah, Modern Family.
Oh, I don't watch Modern Family.
I like Claire.
22. Florida Evans.
Who?
Good times.
Wait a minute. Damn.
Is that your Florida Evans impersonation?
Her greatest line ever from the show.
Yeah.
Do you know what that line was from, Brady?
Was that when he died of a heart attack?
He didn't die of a heart attack. He died in a car accident.
Oh.
Who did?
James.
Oh, the dad. That's right.
Yeah.
The dad.
All
23.
I know about Good Times is that I keep on messing up the lyrics. That ain't he Ricky Ricardo? Good time. But anyway, sorry, go ahead, Todd.
23 is the first one on the list that I dislike.
Okay.
And I don't mean I dislike as in... I just thought this is strictly this is not knocking her as an actress or as a mother or as a character. Actually, this is a character. Deborah Barone. I was not a fan of her. I love the show, but I thought she was one of the weakest links of the show.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Everybody loves Raymond. Yes.
Yeah.
I thought she was too hard on Ray.
Oh, Gary, I see what you did there, Gary.
Ah.
Good times, dynamite choice.
Number 24, Olivia Walton. Also a crush. I had a crush on Olivia Walton.
Wait a minute. Brady, are you the Waltons theme or are you the rooster from that Tom and Jerry cartoon?
Wait a minute. Todd, well, we are talking about the Waltons, aren't we, Todd?
Yeah.
You had a crush on Mrs. Walton?
Don't you sit there and judge me.
Wait a minute.
Don't act like I'm not up to dick.
You you are the first person I ever knew, Todd, to have a crush on Michael Learned.
What?
That's her name. Michael Learned. Is
Really?
her real name, yes.
She'll always be Olivia Walton to me.
Yes.
What? Why wouldn't you have a crush on her? She's an attractive.
Oh, man.
25, Wheezy Jefferson.
Wheezy.
Jinx. You know, my favorite Wheezy Jefferson thing was when she was all upset. Some kind of chaos was breaking out at Trick or Treat, and there was a trick or treater knocked at the door, and they said, "Trick or treat." She says, "Do you like butter rum?" And he's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Well, here's the rum. You can get the butter later," and put a bottle of rum in the bag.
Now, interesting fact here that the actress who played Wheezy Jefferson was markedly older than was Sherman Hemsley, who
Really?
played George. Oh, like 15 years old.
Oh, I do remember hearing that. Yeah. I think Wheezy should have been higher.
She was.
I would have put her over. I would have put her over Deborah Barone, probably Betty Rubble.
Yeah.
How about number? I don't know 26 and 27. Well, actually, I do. I'm sorry. 26, Laura Petrie.
Laura Petrie from a Dick Van Dyke show. Dick Van Dyke.
Van Dyke.
27 is the part. Shirley Renfrew Partridge. That's before my time. I'm gonna go quicker. 28, Rose Nyland. There's our second Golden Girl.
Golden Girl.
29, Rebecca Katsopoulos. Before Prison.
Right. Gotcha.
Full House.
Full House.
Joe. Jesse's cousin Jesse's wife. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Had a hots for her too. In Rad, she was in Rad.
Yeah, Todd. A couple comments on your Olivia Walton fixation here.
Thank you, Howard.
Howard says she did have a certain something to him.
Yeah.
Jim says that's a mountain of an Oedipus complex. That would be Walton's mountain of Oedipus complex. I see what you did there, Jim.
I've heard of that. Maggie Seaver. There's the growing pains.
Growing pains. Yeah.
Yep. But wasn't Rebecca Katsopoulos the one in Rad? Wasn't she in? I can't think of her name in real life now.
I don't know.
As much as she's been in the news, I can't think of her.
Lori Loughlin.
Lori
Loughlin. There you
Wasn't she in Rad?
I'll look it up.
I don't know.
Yeah. Send me an angel. 31. Elise Keaton.
Elise Keaton.
Oh yeah.
Another one that I think should have been higher. Interestingly enough,
Todd,
she
you're
was also number 33.
Really?
34, Roseanne Connor. Again, I would have put Roseanne higher.
I never loved that show, so I'm going to sour on her a bit.
Really? Oh, that was a great show. Number 36, we have our third golden gal, Dorothy Zbornak.
Dorothy Spornak.
So you really think Dorothy is the third most popular mother on? I have a problem with that. Seems like Dorothy. No, I'm just saying. It seems like Dorothy was more of a central figure in the show than was the other two.
But again, was her mother? Was it that part of her that was highlighted?
She was about as motherly as a brass toilet in the Yukon. I know I'm not saying, you know what I mean. She's, B. Arthur, kind of imposing. She was a Marine.
All right.
Well,
Just
yeah, right.
Now, here we go. Number 40, Marie Barone should have been much higher than Ray's wife. Marie Barone, the mom and dad made that show, Frank and Marie. Number 41, Edna Garrett. Now, how's she not
Edna.
higher?
Okay, now, wait a minute. Now, I will object to this. Was Mrs. Garrett a mother? I mean, she played a motherly role, but did she actually have children?
She was the parentis in loco. She was
Yes.
the parent on the scene in the Facts of Life boarding school. So, yeah.
Correct, but I mean, so again, are we expanding motherly behavior to an actual someone who gave birth to a child? Again, maybe
I don't know. It didn't clarify. It just said, yeah, I mean, it didn't say favorite motherly TV. Or didn't,
No.
well, that wouldn't, yeah.
And maybe somewhere along the line in the Facts of Life, Mrs. Garrett, maybe we saw a child that Mrs. Garrett had. I don't remember that. But of course, Facts of Life ran, 15 years? I didn't really watch all of it. But
here's another one that I throw in the category of with Everybody Loves Raymond, and that is Vivian Banks. She was my least favorite character in Fresh Prince.
well, now she, like the actresses changed on
Yes.
that role, didn't it?
Yes, which tells you that she was not a favorite. I don't know. Actually, there might have been a very good reason. But 44, Angela Bauer. I'm going to skip
Angela
one
Bauer.
to 47, Kanga.
Huh?
This is the first, well, it's not the first cartoon, but this is the first cartoon kangaroo on the list. I don't even know what it's from. Is that Winnie the Pooh?
Oh, is that Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Kanga was a mom? I thought Kanga was just one of Winnie's.
Rue was the baby.
Rue was the babe. That's right. All right. That's I'm looking for some other notable ones here as I scroll down.
You want to go outside the box here?
Where is Miss Ellie Ewing, 64,
Ha!
Dallas?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
No other Golden Girls so far, and I'm up to 73. Yeah.
Let's see. What about? Can I go real outside the box here?
Yeah.
What about Wilbur's wife, Mr. Ed's human mother?
Mrs. Ed?
Yes.
Mrs.
Yeah,
Garrett.
in my I went through the top 100. No other Golden Girls in the top 100 whatsoever. That is weird. And also, what about in what about the Nell Carter?
Oh,
Yeah.
she give her a break.
Well, yeah. I mean, if Mrs. Garrett's on the list.
Exactly. If Miss Garrett's on the list, why not Nell Carter?
Well, yeah. So a few comments here, and again, Miss Wilson with Miss Garrett was the house mother. So again, I don't know if we had any parameters in the list. I'm not against celebrating motherly behavior. Certainly, I just didn't know what the parameters were.
Yeah.
So Gary agrees with Marie Barone above Deborah in much of this list.
Definitely.
Howard, when the nanny married Maxwell Sheffield, she became the hottest stepmom on TV.
Well,
if you can put up with the voice.
Good disclaimer, Howard. Yeah, the voice was a bit much.
Right.
Yeah.
And Becky, Mrs. Garrett from Facts of Life, not a mother, but motherly. So, yeah, I've been, again, I guess it made me rethink I'm thinking, what would my list of TV moms be? But again, the list is very broad. So, again, that's okay. I'm not trying to offend anybody.
How do you go with Ellie Ewing, but none of the what was the lady in Falcon Crest? What was the
Jane.
Angela Channing,
Yes.
Yeah.
Jane Wyman.
Jane Wyman? Wonder why she wouldn't have been on the list.
the first Mrs. Ronald Reagan.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So I guess in Ellie Ewing, though, she was kind of, I mean, she was JR's mother. I mean, well, what does that say about her?
Demon spawn.
But then she was Bobby Ewing's mother, too. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
Well, that is our 100. Anybody have any to add that you were thinking of? I was definitely thinking of the Growing Pains mom. I was thinking of the Who's the Boss mom. Family Ties mom. Family Ties mom was just cool. I mean, her parents were cool and just so different than most parents I knew at the time. They were hippies.
What else? See, I never can remember the name of the show, but Jamie Gertz was the mom.
Oh, Still Standing.
Yeah, I always
Was it
liked
still
her.
was it Still Standing?
I can't see. I never can remember what it's called.
Well, and again, that was that recipe that worked for so many shows.
Bumbling
Attractive mother, bumbling, overweight. You know what I mean? It worked for like so many shows there. I mean, King of Queens is one of my favorite shows ever, and Carrie is my least favorite on the show. But I mean, that recipe worked.
Yeah.
There were several shows where you would look at that matchup and think he's out of his league.
Well, and Jamie Gertz was such a big surprise there because she came out of nowhere. We hadn't seen anything from Jamie Gertz in years.
So say she was a teen actress.
Yeah, I can't think of her husband in that show. He was British.
Yeah,
he was in the Full
guy's
Monty.
Name.
But I think that was Still Standing. Not to be confused with I liked what was the one with Belushi and Courtney Thorne-Smith was the mom.
Oh yeah. James. It wasn't James.
James Belushi and
James
Courtney
Belushi.
Thorne-Smith.
Courtney Thorne-Smith in Summer School. My heart.
What was the show?
My heart.
What was the show?
Darn. And what's her name was the sister. Was Courtney Thorne-Smith's sister, right? The one who's married to the guitar player, the really good country guitar player.
Brad Paisley.
Brad Paisley. Williams, right. Kimberly Williams.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha. Who was in Father of the Bride? Steve. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and by the way, I got to say something to you guys. This past weekend, or when we were out 2 weekends ago, we were out of town. We were watching movies, and we decided to watch The Jerk. And the question was, would it hold up? Because none of us had seen it in probably 20 years, and it still holds up. It's fantastic and hilarious.
Oh yeah.
So I was happy to, because some of those movies don't hold up. Like you watch, and you're like, oh, why was I laughing so much at this? But very good movie.
There you go, Joe.
There you go, Joe.
I knew it was James or something.
According to Jaime.
Makes sense because it was Jim Belushi.
Right, people in the audience here with a few more. Jim agrees with Shirley Partridge there. She rocks. I see what you did there. Gary, mom on the Big Bally, which I believe he meant to V there instead of B. And it'd be Victoria Barkley, who was, what was her name? Daggone it. The actress. Daggone it. Name flew around my ear. Gary, what was her name? The actress that played Victoria Barkley on the Big Valley.
Barbara Stanwyck.
Barbara Stanwyck, that's right. So he was eating ice cream when he typed the Big Valley, but he does stand by it. Howard, Suzanne Summers on Step by Step.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Forgot about that one.
Not on the list of 100, is that right? Or maybe you skimmed through.
No, she was not. Yeah, she was not.
So my take on this list is, again, I will go back to, I don't know how you have a top 10 greatest TV moms and you do not have Carol Brady, you do not have June Cleaver, you do not have, those two anyway. And I would even put Edith Bunker in the top 10.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, these are the basis, the foundation of TV momdom. Those people, and then some of these other people were in the top 10. I don't really understand why they were ranked so high, but
I don't know. I never quite understand ranker. I've never dug deep enough to know. Is it just can you vote like as many times as I'm assuming you can vote as many times as you want and all that stuff, but.
That could be good for discussion, I guess.
Yes.
All right. Anything else for the good of the order on this particular topic? All right. So, if you ever wonder what we're talking about when we use certain terms, please check out our isms on our website. And we used a few of those isms already today. You go to playbyyourpodcast.com, and all the way over, again, I'll show our screen here on our website. If you look the next to last link to the right in the menu, Play It By Your Isms, and you can click on that and have a look at what would be considered our list of isms and some of our glossary of terms that we use that if you're new to the show, you might think, what in the world are they talking about? And we've kind of put this together in the style of Urban Dictionary. So if you want to have a look at those, and we probably need to add a few others there, and I think maybe use a few others that are not in the isms that need to be added. But anyway, go there and have a look, and it will help you in keeping up with what we're saying. Certainly. All right, we're to topic 3, gentlemen. Our game of the night.
Gentlemen Schmiddleman.
Todd, I don't think you were privy to the name of this game. I think Brady and I were talking. We kind of made an executive decision before you came on. So the game is called Ducking High.
Ah.
All right. So the basis of the game is I will read a card, and as usual, we ask our audience to be the judge here in this game. And the deal is I'll read a card from the deck and read it to all of us here. You guys will think of an answer and share it with the group, and then the audience will decide whose answer is their favorite. So we have 12 people in the room. Hopefully we get 12 votes on each of our topic or our cards here. So
do we do a practice one, or are we just starting right?
Well, whatever you want, we can do a practice one, I guess. So let's do a practice one. That's fine. All right. So the card says,
I like to dip my big toe in the water before I just jump right in.
All right, here we go. Imagine a world where everything except for murder is legal. What would be the second thing you would make illegal? Some of these are philosophical.
Wow. Not putting your cart in the cart corral.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Brady? I guess I shouldn't give preference here so our audience has a clean slate by which to vote.
Well, this is the practice one.
Yeah. How about... So I got to come up with a different answer. How about... Oh, I got it. Amish buggies on the highway.
Way to piss off our Amish listeners.
Yeah, really. Gee, Brady.
Yeah.
For any Amish listeners out there, we apologize.
The last couple of weeks.
All right. Gary gives a practice vote for Brady. Dale says Teletubby episodes.
Ooh.
Now, Dale, how long has it been since you watched a Teletubby episode?
I was going to say, is this something
your kids are considerably older. Unless maybe Karen's watching them, I don't know. But guess you never know. All right, but Dale does go with Todd on that particular answer. Which if I were to give a vote here, I would give it to Todd as well. I mean, carts not being the cart corral. I mean, there's just no sense in it.
Yes.
I mean, I
tarred and feathered people.
Tarred and feathered, absolutely. I will walk a cart back into the store. I will walk it to the closest corral and the worst. I mean, when someone has it in the middle of the parking spot and you can't get in the parking spot unless you get out and move the cart. I mean, it's just.
Here's what's even worse than that. Or when one person has put the cart in the middle of the spot and then other poor sacks put theirs put theirs, they start connecting them to the one in the middle of the parking spot.
So they create their own corral.
They create their own
Their
corral.
own illicit chain.
Yes. What is that all about? So you have the energy to go put it in the, to do the old linkage, good word, but you won't take yours over to the actual legal linkage spot. Illegal linkage is what that should be. There we go. We just created the new no illegal linkage.
That is the law.
Yes.
You are guilty of illegal linkage. All right, Dale says it's been 2 hours since he watched a Teletubby episode. And you want to outlaw them, but it's been 2 hours since you watched one.
I'm ready for this gain.
Maybe we should write these down so no one is colored by the answer of someone else.
Okay. I am not sure. I'll have to type mine on a document.
What?
Okay.
How are we gonna see that?
Unfortunately, Pepper the dog has carried away my pen.
I'm concerned about Brady typing this on a document. I've seen his text messages.
Yeah, I'm not doing voice text.
I need a decoder.
Need the Rosetta Stone cipher. All right. So, gentlemen.
Drink your Ovaltine?
Which two superpowers would create the most unstoppable janitor?
I was not expecting that.
I was not expecting that at all.
It was a good pause.
That's
why
I gave the pregnant pause.
Oh, that's pregnant with a septuplet pause.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Oh, for janitor.
Which two superpowers would create the most unstoppable janitor is the question.
Had to look up a spelling.
We don't grade spelling here.
Well, I didn't want to be super embarrassed.
Yeah. I think I've got it.
So there's the question.
Yes. Super. Okay. I have my answers.
Okay. Todd is still.
My pencil keeps breaking.
And audience, feel free to chime in with your own answers. I mean, you can do that while we're waiting for.
Yeah, I had the comments, so I can't be accused of.
Yes, you guys can't look at the comments.
Collaborate. This one came to me very quickly.
Me too. I just can't write.
All right.
Todd will trust you here.
I got it. Well, my pencil then kept breaking.
All right, Brady.
Okay. Shall I tell my answers?
Yes.
Okay. My two answers are Samurai from Super Friends, the Soyo Niago, and he does the wind, so he could gather up like a human vacuum cleaner, and he could just suck it up. And then Iceman from X-Men. So if there's any spilt water, he could just and freeze it and pick up the sheet of ice and dispose of it. So
would that be easier than mopping it?
Oh yeah, sure. Because if he freezes it, if it's frozen, so some kid pees all over the floor, he freezes it, and then he shatters it, and then he does and then he just picks it up with his wind and deposits it in the dumpster.
So I have a question. I should wait. We should wait for the audience to vote because I don't want to sway the audience, but I do have a question about that. Or should I go ahead and question it now?
You can question afterwards.
Okay.
Let the audience vote.
I have to remember it, but I have a question.
I can see the comments, and that's why I'm laughing. But
you ready for mine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how to do this work. Telekinesis, my friends.
Ooh.
Telekinesis.
So moving things with your mind.
Moving things with your mind, because you could be the custodian and not even move. You could just stay in one spot and do it all.
Yeah.
And the wind trick, blowing trick, along the same lines of Brady, but Superman. The Superman does the.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was he doing, Todd?
Yes, sir.
Well, and remember the other guy, Zod's henchman.
Before Zod.
Zod's henchman, the big strong guy that was with Zod.
Yeah.
He did the wind thing too.
Yes.
And you Google that. He had the silliest looking wind face ever. I don't even want to
So
try
I
to.
just didn't turn around and do the wind that way.
So I
Brady,
say
what was the
telekinesis
saying?
and wind blowing.
What was the saying from earlier, Brady? Hand me the wind. Is that what it was? Or the saying it should be brought back?
Yeah.
I think it was hand me the
give
wind.
them the
wasn't
wind.
it?
Hand
Give
them the
them
wind
the
or give them the wind.
She's like the wind
She broke the wind.
next to me. Can't look in her eyes.
They're water wind.
Yeah.
Just a tool to relieve. Just a tool to relieve.
She broke the wind.
All right, so
What was the next part of that? Just a tool to relieve.
It went into the refrain of
Oh, it was
repeating
just-
just a tool to relieve.
Just a tool to relieve. No, I think your line was just a tool to relieve. She cuts far as you can see. I think was the line.
That was the line, I believe.
We should do We should do a topic or an episode of our parodies.
Oh my goodness!
We'll have to clean them up for the most part.
Yeah.
All right, so got a few audience votes here that I will put out here before we get to the voting from the audience on your answers. Andy says strength and speed both to manage the 3,000 key ring effectively. Howard, anti-gag reflex and olfactory shut off. Nice. Dale, speed. Mind control, get others to do the work if no one around to get it done quickly. Yes.
That's true.
All right, here we go. So the votes are in. Dale says Todd. Miss Wilson says Todd. Andy says Todd. And Gary says Todd slides past Brady on this one. Ice seems like a bad idea.
So can I ask my question now about the ice?
Yes.
You can.
So you're saying that there's a mess on the floor of some type.
A liquid mess.
A liquid. Oh, it was okay. I thought you meant like any mess, freeze any mess, and then break it. If it's a liquid mess, and then he freezes it and breaks it, didn't he just recreate a new mess? Why would you break it once you froze it? You would just lift the cube out and throw it outside.
Well, if it's like a puddle of pee on the floor,
Yeah.
you could freeze this puddle of pee. Now it could be difficult. Nobody wants to lift a frozen puddle of pee, but if you freeze it,
I beg to differ,
shatter it
sir.
with your foot, and then use your Niagara and pick it up with your tornado wind.
But
So you don't have
again,
to touch it.
you said freeze it into a cube and then bust it and then clean it up. That doesn't, to me, that seems like a weird.
I don't think
step.
I said freeze it to a cube. I think I just
Well, you said freeze it. You did say bust it because that's where you threw me. I was on your side, man, until you said bust it. And I'm like, you would just. I mean, you don't freeze a puddle of puke just to bust it and create puke cubes or puke shrapnel.
Puke shrapnel. But see, what I'm thinking is if you use the tornado thing, it's going to contain the shrapnel, and then you can control the little tornado till it dumps it in the dumpster.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, this is Delta in reality.
Freezing vomitus doesn't sound like a good idea to me. So, by the way, Jim also voted Todd. So, Todd, you swept that.
I need that after the brutal butt kicking I received the last game we played.
Yes, you did get a butt kicking last game, but here you are up 1-0. So
1-0.
next question, 1-0. All right.
15 love.
All right,
scoring system ever.
gentlemen.
I know we have some tennis players out there.
How do you spell the sound of a sniff?
Of a what?
Of a sniff.
Oh, a sniff.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm spelling the onomatopoeia for that.
Here, Brady, I'll sniff and you sound it out, Brady.
Okay, go for it.
Is that a sniff or a snort?
Well, it was a sniff that's turned into a snort. So yeah, here we go. A little more calm.
That's a rule too. When you have a long sniff, you have to go.
Man, it's the first syllable, the first consonant is what's get thrown me off there.
How do you spell the sound of a sniff is the question. Audience, once again, feel free to chime in on how you would spell the sound of a sniff.
I got it.
Damn.
Damn.
Can't have anything nice in this house. Every pencil.
So, do the dad joke. That's what the fish said thrice after it struck the wall while swimming.
Wah, wah, wah. Brady, you never did answer my question when you were.
What was that?
I asked if you were doing a theme song. Were you the theme song, or were you the rooster from the Tom and Jerry cartoon, or the dog acting like the rooster?
It was the dog acting like the rooster singing the Waltons theme.
All right, I got my spellings.
I'm getting slap happy now. I'm sorry.
Fiskus's laugh is 100% wheeze now. There's no audible.
Are you calling me Isabel Sanford? Are you saying I'm wheezy?
Yes, Muttley.
Muttley, you dastard.
All right, I got mine.
All right, Todd, you can go first here. How do you spell the sound of a sniff?
Well, I'm going to demonstrate it first. Okay. Hang on. The first three letters are silent. G, F, P.
The ever-present GFP silence.
H. That is H, S, 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 P, H. Brady, you don't even need to try it, Brady. I nailed it.
You did.
You know how you got all of them right last time because you just knew the answers? I knew the answer to that already. GFP, silent, HSSSPH.
Well, that is very well played, sir. I had a little bit of what you did, but mine is, you're going to have to trust me, it's bleached out here. It's SNYI.
How about I write it here? I'll write it for you so they can see it.
Ready?
What is it?
You transcribe.
Yep.
SNYIFFOEFF. But the OEF is the British way, like where they spell fetus, FOETUS. So it.
What was that flatulent sound in the middle? So SNY.
The FOE part.
SNY.
IFFOEFF.
So you went with the beginning of it almost like you're actually saying sniff, like if you sniff. Sniff.
Bedrock. Sniff. There's a place I go
You went with
where the
the-
nose candy
yeah.
flows. It's Bedrock.
You went with
Sniff.
how do you spell the sound a dog makes with BARK, and then I see what you did there. So again,
So,
SNYIFFOEFF. All right, so let the audience hear again. Everybody sniff for him. No cheating, Bray. You're not allowed to go.
no, listen to what I'm doing.
If you sniff that way, I'd kick you out of the house.
I am getting slap happy. This is ridiculous and hilarious.
All right, votes are rolling in.
Ooh, this is divided.
Allison says Todd. Miss Wilson says Brady. So both answers have.
Oh,
Andy says 2-0 Todd for his vote.
There you go.
I need a little bit more votage to feel confident about this.
You tried to persuade the audience with your sniff sound. Sniff.
Jim says Todd for the use of the 3 silent letters at the beginning.
Well, the reason I went that route, honestly, it wasn't to be. It wasn't to just be funny. Like that, I had a hard time starting the word. Like when you make that, like I don't know how you started. I think it's pretty easy once you get going, but it's the first couple letters.
Gary says Brady with the mucus-laden pronunciation. Ashley, welcome. We'll give Brady a sympathy vote.
Sympathy.
Actually, that sympathy vote may have tied us here.
I'll take what I can get.
It's 3-3. Next vote wins. We got Brady with 3, Todd with 3.
I say Todd. It was like the Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Was it Pee-wee's Big Adventure where they're like talking about what they're going to do with what is that off of?
Spaceballs.
I
With the
say-
action figures?
No, it was Pee-wee's Big Adventure, wasn't it? I say you let him go.
Yeah.
What was it?
Or bachelor party. Debbie, the car. Debbie, the car.
Oh, by the way, you bring up bachelor party. We must Brady, take your hat off in reverence. We lost Tawny Katane this week.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to go to that place, but yeah.
According to one of the comments on Super 70 Sports, it increased the sale of Kleenex by 3,000% in 1987. Tawny Katane.
That's dirty.
Oh.
Is that TV 14?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, because we're talking about mucus-laden.
Exactly. So we have 12 people in the room, but we only have 6 votes, and I'm waiting for the tie-breaking vote here.
Come on.
Brady has
somebody.
3, Todd has 3, and we may just have to call it a draw.
A draw.
Drow?
Draw. All right, so we'll do that. Maybe a late vote will come in, but we'll move forward here. All right, gentlemen. Schmelman. Next question. What is a sound or feeling that makes your skin crawl?
A sound or a feeling?
That makes your skin crawl.
Oh.
Brady seems rather confident on his answer. A sound or feeling that makes your skin crawl.
There are lots of sounds that make Brady's skin crawl.
Yeah.
And this kind of is what we were talking about the other day, Eric.
True.
Or not the two of us. We weren't talking about Brady. Brady was involved in the conversation. Let's see.
So I'm kind of anxious to see what he says here, because it could be very sundry things.
I think mine will not be a obscure answer. I think
The sound of a spleen makes
That's me.
Discus's skin crawl.
That's me. Spleen. All right.
know the word for it.
Sound or feeling that makes your skin crawl. Audience, once again, feel free to chime in with your answers as well.
What are they? I might have to go to the internet here because I don't know what it's called.
that sounds interesting.
We'll let you use a description. We can help you out.
Okay, I'll try to describe it.
Who gives their answer first on this one?
I believe it's Todd's turn to give his
Yeah,
answer
that's what I was
first.
thinking.
No, I gave mine first on the spelling.
Oh,
Okay.
that's correct. Okay, so Brady, it's your turn.
I want to be funny for the show, but this one's not really funny and it's not a unique answer. But it is the sound of the dentist drill hitting the tooth. And you know what's happening and you can kind of feel it and hear it at the same time. And there's that dentist office smell and it's an unholy miasma of nastiness. And it's just like, yeah, that's it. Drill hitting tooth.
That's a strong response right there. I guess I shouldn't give my preference, but I would just say that's a strong response. Todd?
It's making
I'm
my
still
skin
trying to
crawl.
find a way to explain it. So, I don't know what it's called, but it was big there for a while on everything from like folders to like lunch boxes, and it's the I'm gonna feel real stupid if you guys know this and it's something easy, but like the stuff that like you scratch it and it has a texture like a tiny ridged texture, and when you turn it, it kind of changes color and changes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
It's kind of like a sequin, but it's
Well,
like
I said holograph. That's not right. Like the you know what I'm talking about? It's like
Yeah. You turn it at different angles and you see a different picture.
yeah.
Well,
but it has a feel to it.
It does.
If you scratch it with your fingernails, the sound it makes the back of my throat right there, it makes my back teeth want to just fall off and die. But then, and even when you rub it with your fingers and no fingernails, it really gets you. It gets me like going over a hill too fast.
So it makes your salivary glands retract.
Yes.
it means my salivary gland.
But I don't know what it's called. I put rubbing something that is made of that. Well, I don't know what I meant there. I just stopped at hoe. Rubbing something that is. Because I was going to write holograph. So rubbing something that is made of that hoe.
That could work as well.
All right. So yeah, it's not holograph, but I hope everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, audience. So drill on a tooth or rubbing that holographic stuff on lunchboxes
And folders.
and folders and such. All right. So a couple audience inputs here. Andy, most definitely the feeling when you're being watched, when you're most definitely supposed to be alone. Indeed. Jim says at the end of a staff meeting, and the long-winded teacher says, I have a question. Now, Ashley, I had a conversation, and wasn't with my co-host the other day, but someone else. The current generation of kids will never understand this because obviously nails on a whiteboard just doesn't translate. And nails on a chalkboard is something that is going to be lost to the ages here, and probably already is lost to the ages because kids don't really use chalkboards anymore. In fact, I can't remember the last time I held a piece of chalk to a chalkboard.
I don't like holding pieces of chalk. It gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, I almost went with nails on a chalkboard because it's the same. It's the same sensation, kind of, as the holographic material, or whatever. But it doesn't bother me quite as bad as the.
My sister always got like that. There was a particular brand of butter that came in a plastic butter bowl that had little ridges, micro ridges in it, and when it would scrape with a fork or a spoon, it would make a sound. Yeah.
Ashley. Well, she said, now let's not be talking about age. You're not old.
Yeah. Looks like I won that one.
Brady says Ashley. Brady says Andy. Brady says Mrs. Wilson. Brady says Allison. So, it seems to be a runaway there. Todd, maybe if you knew the actual
That's what
technical name.
I knew I wouldn't win because I couldn't describe it. I couldn't think of the name of it.
Yeah.
I still know the name of it.
That makes our score 1-1.
1-1.
We'll play to 3, gentlemen. How about
Sounds
that?
good.
All right. So our next question. All right. This game has some cards that come up every now and then, and they're called mind fornicators, but it uses the other F word. So, and this is not one of our questions for our game, but just something to make you think. Did Adam and Eve have belly buttons?
Good question.
That is an outstanding question.
That is an outstanding question. Wow. Mind blown.
Or the other mind fornicator I came across here. What if when dogs are playing fetch, they're actually bringing the ball back because they think you like throwing it and just want to make you happy?
Oh.
We don't deserve dogs.
That's sweet.
No, we don't. All right. Gentlemen, next question. What is not edible but looks like it would be delicious? What is not edible but looks like it would be delicious?
I hear a duck somewhere.
I was going to say, what's quacking?
There's something quacking.
Quacking.
It's either a duck or somebody's on a rocking chair.
There it is.
Hmm.
It's a goose.
Goose.
Let's see. Something that is not edible but looks delicious.
Looks delicious.
Okay.
Something that is
Got it.
edible but looks like it would be delicious.
What?
And a couple. I just repeated.
Something is not edible, right?
Something that is not edible but looks like
Okay.
it would be delicious. All right, Miss Wilson, and I'm going to put a few comments up here while you're preparing here. Today's kids would think of squeaking marker on the whiteboard could be a sound. And that's true. Sometimes they do squeak like that.
Or the constant taking the cap off and back on of a dry erase marker.
Oh, yes.
That's today's.
So Jim says to the Adam and Eve question, no, they were created, not born. So maybe they don't have belly buttons. So, gentlemen, you ready?
Yep.
Todd, you're first, I believe.
All right.
Dessert scented candles. Very good. Very good. That's true, and I go along with that. It's a solid answer.
Thank you.
All right, Brady.
When walking around the lake or the pond and you see cattails and it looks like bananas Foster growing on a stem, I'm going to take cattails.
See, I would give you cattails, but I think of corn dogs, like I think every other person thinks of when they see cattails.
Yes, bananas Foster.
What the hell was that? What the hell kind of bananas?
Now, beyond that, aren't bananas Foster like put on fire?
No, that's Cherry's Jubilee.
Oh, you're right.
Well, also, there's another one. Something else. But anyway.
Some flambe.
Yeah.
That made me laugh.
All right.
He shouldn't get the point just because he didn't say corn dogs.
So Todd's answer, dessert flavored candles, and Brady's would be cattails, which look like bananas Foster, not
Or the
not corn
chocolate-
dogs.
What is wrong with bananas Foster?
Because that is one of the more pretentious desserts you could come up with.
Not only that, but there is not one person being honest right now that would say they think of bananas Foster when they see cattails. They're corn dogs. They're the corn dogs of the lake. They're the corn dogs of the wild.
And I think that I might have misnamed the banana dessert.
Yes, it's called corn dogs.
No, the chocolate dipped bananas that come on a stick that have like caramel in them.
Yeah, I that's closer, but I still think
wait a
people
minute,
think they're
Bananas
like corn dogs.
Foster is a dessert made from bananas, vanilla ice cream with sauce made from butter, brown sugar, dark rum, and banana liqueur. Sometimes it is ignited when in a dish, but it is also served on a stick. It is also served on a stick when frozen.
Let me give you the Judge Smales on that. Sometimes put on fire. I knew it. I was right. All right. So a couple audience responses here before we go to the votes. Lime Jello says Gary Troutman. Allison says fondant. Dale says Michael Jackson in the Pepsi commercial for the other thing on fire.
There is literally a YouTube video of a guy that calls himself the Wild Corn Dog Hunter, and he's going and putting mustard on cattails.
What? But Brady, are you trying to prove your point here?
I am.
If you Google cattails versus corn dogs. The very first thing
Monster movie.
A cattail can become a corn dog. Yeah.
First of all, who would Google such a thing?
Well, I had to just to see if Bananas Foster came up in anything.
All right, so a couple votes are in, and we have a vote for each. Allison says Todd. Mrs. Wilson with the technicality, and I'm honestly thinking, the technicality is valid. Brady, because Todd's doesn't look edible but smells edible.
Oh.
I think she just gave you a judge smells.
I tend to disagree. Those cake candles that have like the 3 different colors and stuff, I think they look pretty edible.
Right.
They're called cake candles for a reason.
All right. Wendy says Super Sport Chevy Candy Apple Red looks delicious to me. I go with Todd. Andy says Brady. So let's see. We're looking at. Are we tied? No. Todd's up 1, 3-2. I think we begin to 6
I'm
votes.
stinging at being called pretentious for saying Bananas Foster.
Yeah.
I knew what I was talking about.
I
Dale
have
says
no
Todd.
problem.
Jim says Todd, so I think Todd will take this one.
I'm not so sure that cattails don't look more like dog tails, to be honest with you, if we want to get right down to the nitty-gritty.
Yeah. Let's not even talk about the food aspect, the actual visual aspect of the cat. I'd be with you there. I think they're more doggish than cattish.
Yeah.
All right, so...
Maybe I just like chocolate-covered bananas more than
Hey, I love chocolate-covered bananas. I just don't think cattails look like them.
Todd takes a commanding lead here, 2-1, and we're playing to 3. Actually, Ashley said Brady, but Todd still wins as Todd gets a vote from Gary because Brady's look like something else.
Yes, Bananas Foster.
All right. So Todd could win on this one here. And here's another mind fornicator that came up, so I'll throw this out there for you. If you point to the ground at the South Pole, are you pointing down or up?
Wow. That's amazing.
That is amazing. All right. So here's a question for you, gentlemen. It has to do with me. Who would most accurately play me in a movie?
Play you?
Me.
You?
Yes, me. Yes. Mark Ficus, who would most accurately play me in a movie? Be nice.
Shut up.
All right. Who would play you in a
Who would
movie?
play me
Accurately.
accurately? Who would most accurately play me? Now, I guess your accuracy, as far as your definition of that, would depend on what you feel accurately mean. So again, we're taking input from the audience while Todd and Brady still looks like he's pondering who would most accurately play me in a movie.
This cocksucker just hit my...
What?
Man.
I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
Brady, you got it?
Whose turn? Is it? It's Brady's turn to go first.
It is Brady's turn to go first.
Yeah.
That's why I was waiting for Brady.
Gosh.
Brady, you look pained. Is it because you're trying to be nice or you just really can't figure it out?
Well, here's my quandary. I think there is an actor that could make himself up to kind of look like you and exaggerate Ericness. into a really funny character. But if I'm picking an actor that plays Eric in the Lifetime movie about you, I'm struggling.
Would I be in a Lifetime movie? First of all,
my toe. How about? Oh, dude, Chris Pratt
Chris Pratt.
from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, you were very nice there, Chris Pratt. Todd?
Repeat the question.
Who would most accurately play me in a movie? Come on.
Eric Fiskus.
Oh my! I'm no actor.
You don't have to be. Eminem was no actor either, but he played himself damn well in that movie.
Well, touche. All right. Well, we'll let the.
I think you would most accurately play you in a movie.
While that not may be against the letter of the law, that is certainly against the spirit of the law.
Hey, I don't mind turning the table upside down and kicking.
We'll let the audience decide. But
Can I tell you my humorous take on you? I think it would be hilarious if Zach Galifianakis played you. I would like to see him do the Eric impersonation. I think it would be darn funny.
all right, so
I would like to add, there's nothing in the question that says what actor would play me.
again, touche, but we'll let the audience decide. All right, so audience did chime in with a few things. Joe Don Baker back in the day, so I guess we're talking Walking Tall Joe Don
yes.
Baker.
Buford Pusser.
Are we talking Fletch Joe Don Baker or?
Oh, I forgot he was in Fletch.
Mitchell.
I just thought of a secondary answer. I'll bring it up after. I'll bring it up after the voting. But unless you want me to pick an actor.
Well, no, you said correctly that it does not say actor in the question. All right, Miss Wilson says Drew Carey.
That's a good choice.
Hopefully, thin Drew Carey.
I like Drew Carey.
Jim says Ron Burgundy. Would that be Will Ferrell or the character Ron Burgundy? Dale says Tom Hanks. No, that would be Brady.
Greatest joke that I stole ever.
All right, the votes are coming in slowly. Dale says Brady. Andy says Brady. So looks like the early voting so far will go against your assertion that it does not say actor. Although, again, I will say in technicality it does not say actor. But that is the assumption.
I think that put me over the edge right there, Miss Wilson.
Jim says Brady. Allison says Brady.
I'm going to announce my secondary character and see if that would have changed.
All right, so here we go. We'll call it for Brady here because I think we've been getting about 6 votes. But 2-2, so we are to the tiebreaker, the game winner. What is your secondary answer, Todd? Dan Aykroyd. I go along with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, here we go. For the game. Most overrated candy bar. Go!
Oh, shit.
Is that the name of a candy bar?
No, that'd be Baby Ruth.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Can I pick 2?
Bar.
I've got one.
Bah.
Candy
Gary actually called that last one a tie. Chris Pratt is a good actor.
All right.
Dale said your second answer was much better, Tom.
Thank you. I should have went for the win.
You should the win. All right. Who's first this time?
I don't have
Todd.
mine written down yet. Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
What?
What?
Oh, I heard something weird sound like backward masking.
It was me writing.
I swear. You
Ready? Do I go first?
You hear things that, I mean, I could be standing next to you, you don't hear me, and you're hearing things now.
It's a weird pitch.
All right. Todd, are you first?
I think so.
Okay.
No, I'm not first. Brady's first.
Oh, that's right.
I chose
you
you.
said Eric. You chose me second because he said Chris Pratt first.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yes.
I'm
So
sorry. I
you're
confused myself
first.
because I gave a second answer.
All right. So what do you got? Almond Joy got nuts. Mounds don't. Almond Joy. Do you care to elaborate on your answer?
They're garbage. They're absolute trash. Anyone who claims to like them is not being honest
Call it.
with themselves or each other. I don't know. I just don't like them. I don't like them. I think they're gross.
Mm,
I don't like coconut.
I'm ready.
Brady?
I think I got a strong choice here. I don't like dark chocolate. It makes me want to vomit. So, what a way to ruin a good candy bar. And it's a freaking dark chocolate Milky Way. When you get the little miniatures, when somebody gives them to you, the gift, and you're not paying attention, you pop one in your mouth, and it's dark chocolate. Yeah, dark chocolate Milky Way.
That's a rather obscure answer.
Yes, I was going to say dark chocolate mini Milky Ways.
Well, it
So-
doesn't have to be mini, because
It
the
doesn't have to be
bigger it
mini?
is, the bigger crap it is.
I would like to point out, Brady, that almond joys are also dark chocolate.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right, audience, keep in mind Brady's answer must be dark chocolate Milky Way when you take into your consideration. Not regular Milky Ways, but dark chocolate Milky Ways. So,
Do you like regular Milky Ways, Brady?
I love them. That's what makes me mad when I bite into a dark chocolate one, because I want a Milky Way.
First off, how do you
crappy old dark
accidentally
chocolate.
bite into a dark chocolate Milky Way?
Because if you're looking quickly and you see the Milky Way logo in this shimmery silver thing, and you don't realize that it's dark chocolate.
doesn't it have a different coloring on the label?
It even says, I think it says dark or midnight on it or something, doesn't it?
Well, that's just it. No, I
Noir.
want to eat my Milky Way at midnight. I didn't know that it was dark chocolate. I thought
You thought it was just the time you were supposed to eat it?
All right, audience chimes in. Miss Wilson says Three Musketeers, yuck. Dale Lewis says Butterfinger. Anita Wells, welcome Anita, also says Three Musketeers, as does Andy.
Wow, no love for the
I like Three
Musketeers.
Musketeers.
Doesn't like
They
the
just don't
Musketeers
like
at
an airy
all.
nougat.
Nougat. All right, to Allison Whatchamacallits.
I
Brady,
love watching salad.
Brady, I remember Whatchamacallits being a staple of your lunch at school.
Yes.
All right, Gary says, wow, Todd, alienate half the audience, but Brady, I love dark chocolate. Votes are in. Dale says Brady. Allison Brady. Andy says Todd. Jim says Todd. Oh, that's close. Miss Wilson says Brady, all my taste buds, and I love almond joys. And Gary says Todd for the wing because he prefers dark chocolate. So I believe, if my math serves, that's 3-3.
Oh, son of
How about that? Dale actually says Bananas Foster is the worst candy bar.
Especially when you pick him out of the pond.
Kind.
Gary says Mounds are dark chocolate.
Oh, that's right. I got it confused. Almond joys are regular, mounds are dark. Mounds don't have nuts either, right?
Mounds don't.
But still
as
have
the
the
commercial
cocoa
goes.
You know
Sometimes
what I mean,
you
Eric.
feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
We have a tiebreaker again?
We have a tiebreaker again.
Gosh, I got to get my report cards done, fellas.
All right.
How about a quickie?
Did you mean to text that?
Uh,
No,
all right, gentlemen. for the tiebreaker. What would be the craziest thing to see at a senior living facility? This has got to break the tie here. What would be the craziest thing to see at a senior living facility?
I've got my answer.
I believe it'd be Todd's turn to go first here. Craziest thing to see at a senior living facility.
I'm writing down the first thing that came to my head.
Oh gosh.
And again, I'm laughing because I'm seeing the comments here.
Oh gosh. I got something. I think I got something.
Did you write down the first thing that came to your head?
To me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it typed.
Okay. Say I did too. So that way we didn't think about it. This is just the first thing that came to your head. Is it my first? Am I first?
Yes, Todd, you're first.
Okay. First thing that came to my head. Can you repeat the question? Just for effect.
What would be the craziest thing to see at a senior living facility? A blindfolded corn on the cob eating contest. And that is the first thing that entered your mind.
Sorry.
Keeping in mind that maybe a lot of these older people may not have their
there you go
teeth.
Yes, not their real teeth.
Their real teeth. Yeah. All right, Brady.
Watching a younger person eat corn on the cob is a mess anyway. So
that's true. That's true.
Sorry.
If you said a blindfolded corn on the cob eating contest, Brady.
No, I said the fight for the last serving of Metamucil after macaroni and cheese day.
All right. I'll put up a few audience comments here as the audience figures out how they're going to vote.
I can see them saying neither.
Dale Lewis says Newt Twister.
Yeah. I'm glad that's not the first thing that came to mind.
Jim. Jim with the swing there.
Ooh, Jim.
Lee, Miss Wilson, the trampoline.
Wow, that's gravity.
Watch where you step.
Yeah. Of course, Brady, you've been saying that since you were 16.
TV 14, Gary.
Yes, TV 14. Gary said early odds favor Todd, keep it PG-13 before he's submitted his answer. All right, votes are rolling in. Anita says Brady. Dale says Brady. Andy says Todd. So we got a split vote here. 2-1. So again, the answers were. Allison says Brady. Is Brady going to pull out another game here?
He is.
Don't call it a comeback.
All right. Like I said, we get about 6 votes here. So he gets another vote. He's probably winning here. So Jim says Brady. So we'll call it for Brady on the tiebreaker.
I'm the goat.
I bet I can.
Nice game, Brady.
Thank you, Todd. I thought I thought you were.
Miss Wilson says Brady for her vote. Todd, many have learned to gum it. We won't elaborate on that.
All right.
And Gary throws in a late vote there for Todd. But Brady with a win in ducking high tonight.
It was the high C. It was the juice box that powered Brady to the win. Nice.
It was.
You made that last the entire episode?
That's what I was going to say. How in God's name can you make a juice box last for 2 hours?
A man can make
and then get a sip now and then.
Man can make a pudding snack pack last for the entire episode next.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't eat one pudding snack pack at a time. It's impossible.
Pudding snack pack.
Pudding. All right. We thank everyone for joining us tonight. I want to remind you that our audio version of this show will be released on Friday morning on all of our audio feeds. Most places you can find a podcast, you can find us. The YouTube, Facebook will have this archived. Also on our website, you can find all those audio and video feeds at www.playbyyourpodcast.com. And you can find social media feeds there as well. We do invite people, by the way, I forgot to mention, you can register to get email updates on our show at the website as well. We do put out newsletters every once in a while and updates on when we're going to be doing our live recordings. And we appreciate all of you being here tonight as always. And thank you very much, Jim. And join us next week. I believe we're on Tuesday next week as well. Is that correct, gentlemen?
Yes,
I believe
correct.
so.
All right, so Tuesday at 8, next Tuesday, a week from today, we'll have episode 59 of the Play It By Ear podcast. And we're also, by the way, working on another engagement with the Let's Chat Live podcast that we were interviewed by last week. We're looking at another date in July for that, so we're looking forward to that as well as some things that we're hoping to have on the horizon here in the summertime. So keep tuned in and register for those updates. We'll let you know through email as well. Anything else for the good of the order, gentlemen?
Peace.
Peace is the word.
Peace is the word.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks for listening to the Play It By Ear podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter at Play It By Ear Pod 2, and our website at anchor.fm/Play It By Ear podcast. Thanks again, and join us next time as we play it by ear.